in Ohio, abortion is on the ballot. And voters can protect life by voting no on issue 1. The pro-abortion community has literally put millions of dollars into Ohio to put this on the ballot, and it's become a cause for the national abortion industry. And they want to enshrine abortion through all 9 months into the state's constitution, taking it out of hands of the elected representatives to actually deal with this issue. But the effect of issue 1 would have an erosion on parental rights. It raises concerns about several other things as well. Joining me now to discuss issue 1 is Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost. General Yost, welcome back to Washington Watch. Good to see you.
Good to be with you.
So tell us your concerns with issue 1 and what it would do as it's on the ballot in Ohio.
Well, a lot of people think that this is some kind of reset button to take it back to before the Dobbs decision. In fact, issue 1, it goes farther than Casey. It goes farther than Roe versus Wade. It establishes a radical and entirely new legal framework for abortion in Ohio, and a new legal standard that we've never seen before for reviewing any proposed legislation. It's just too radical for Ohio or most of the country.
I mean, this would put you in league with California, New York, states like that?
Yeah, in some ways, we would be competing with them for the title of most abortion friendly, and Ohio is not that.
So let's talk about some of the laws that Ohio have. For instance, parental notification laws, informed consent. Would those types of laws be eliminated?
And obviously, that's going to be up to the litigation and the specific laws and the court decisions. But the fact of the matter is, under Roe versus Wade, parental notification laws and consent laws were struck down by the Supreme Court of the United States. It was only after Casey kind of walked back Roe versus Wade a little bit that those kinds of laws or the partial birth abortion restrictions were allowed to stand constitutionally. So it happened before. This is a broader standard than Roe. It's hard to believe that it won't be challenged. And as the guy will have to defend it in court, I'm really nervous about the ability to uphold even something like parental consent for minors.
So this goes way, as you said, way beyond what we had before the Dobbs decision a little over a year ago. I mean, this literally will put Ohio's any type of pro-life legislation on the defensive.
That's absolutely right. And, the fact of the matter is this is an off-year election. We don't have a governor's race or a United States Senate or the president or all those kinds of things. People aren't used to voting in odd-numbered years. And the fate of this issue is going to come down to who shows up to vote. Everybody that I talk with that asks, what does this do, when they understand it, even people that self-identify as pro-choice say this is too much. They're not for it. And the key thing, any of your fine watchers, viewers in Ohio, please, if you have not voted early, make sure you get to vote tomorrow. If you have friends in Ohio, call them and ask, did you vote yet? If you call the people in your church or your Bible study group, make sure that the word gets out, because this is going to go up or down based on who shows up at the polls tomorrow.
Well, I've got lots of family in Ohio, and that's the state of my birth. So I got lots of folks there, and when I get off the program here, I'm going to text them and make sure they're turning out to vote tomorrow. Now, you mentioned this is an issue that's drawn a lot of outside money. You said it's, when it's explained to them, a lot of that money has been used to distort what this really does. Can you share that with us?
Well, first of all, it's important to recognize that a lot of the funders for this are backing the extreme progressive left-wing agenda. and they're not going to stop with this. But things just as simple as partial birth abortion, that will be very difficult, almost impossible to defend if issue 1 passes, because we're only allowed to regulate to promote the health of the mother. So the fact that our society looks at partial birth abortion and says that is too grisly, that is too far beyond the pale, we cannot condone that kind of procedure, doesn't matter. It doesn't have anything to do with the health. And so we're going to be in a position where even a ghastly procedure like that is going to be difficult to defend.
Wow. Wow. General Yost, thanks so much for joining us today and sounding the alarm for Ohio voters tomorrow.
And thank you for your help with your friends and relatives back here in the Buckeye State.
I'll be calling them shortly.